Also, shoutouts to emulator blinking at the beginning there. Gotta love the graphical issues. None of the Puzzle League series games love to emulate properly. But here we go, we're already jumping right into this. Darkwing's Lakitu had that left stack all the way up, and that's going to give him a very generous time of 17 seconds. Blue, on the other hand, had a pretty generous chain starter as well, so he's not going to be too far behind with that 25-second fight there. I was getting a little bit worried on Darkwing's screen. He did have a pretty decent follow-up at the beginning. And if Lakitu would have lowered that left stack just a little bit, that could have been time extended by maybe like 10 to 20 seconds. But he got a really good start here, and it's just enough with that 4 combo garbage block on the top. Darkwing pretty consistent at the beginning here with a 16-second. Looks like Blue's been struggling a little bit here to get something going, but that certainly was a really good follow-up there. Bumpty with the high stack as well. It's going to be really hard for him to get out of that mess, and that'll do it at 40 seconds there. Meanwhile, Darkwing, on the other hand, he's going to extend this out to a 7 chain with a good amount of combos mixed in between. The shake time is going to be great, but Poochie did not have any immediate clears and resorted for the down stacking. And Darkwing, again, his longest match of the race, but 26 seconds is still very fast. This is exactly what he probably wants at the beginning of this. Alright, Blue Bomber scrambling to find some kind of follow-up here. He does get that 6 combo, but he's going to be well short, still topping off Poochie. Poochie has a lot of blocks. He's going to try to do some switching here. He actually had that 2 chain and 6 combo lined up, but switched blocks away from it and wasn't able to get it. Meanwhile, Darkwing, consistency is holding up right now. Everything's been under 30 seconds so far, and he's going to be taking about a stage and a half lead, potentially 2 if Blue keeps struggling here on Poochie. Darkwing looking for his next follow-up now on Froggy. Froggy had that tall right tower, which could have been pretty good for him, but Darkwing's going to have to regroup his blocks and try to find a better follow-up, even though Froggy still isn't in the best of spots, but he's definitely got a lot of space still to work with. But I think here comes the follow-up that Darkwing was looking for. Just one more line will do it on Darkwing's side. And he does send those little bit of combo garbage blocks. And man, Froggy actually had a bunch of stop time off of that. So he's able to survive a little bit longer. Meanwhile, Blue finally does clean up Poochie there with the 143. And Darkwing soon after with the 58-second on Froggy. So it's about a 2-stage lead for him right now. Yeah, he kind of got trolled a little bit there on Froggy at the end. Not only with what I mentioned before with that one more line, but then Froggy also had that chain that fell from the garbage as well. Still won't influence the positions at all, as Darkwing with a pretty comfortable lead, as we are 3 stages away from heading into the cave that everybody so loves. Blue had a good follow-up, but man, Wiggler goes for the second tier to delay this and gets a couple more clears with another chain falling in place. This is going to buy Wiggler a lot of time. Blue with a decent follow-up, but will it be enough when Wiggler lowers this left tower? No, will not be. Blue's going to have to find a little bit more of a follow-up here. Meanwhile, on Darkwing's side, he might be a little bit short here, especially now Blarg's got a chain lined up, so a little bit of these guys getting a little bit of unlucky RNG right now. And Blarg goes for the second tier to clear both blocks, but He has one tower in the middle that's way too high, and that he's actually going to die with no garbage at all on his screen. Very uncommon kill, but you'll see those from time to time. Alright, Wiggler topped off now. He was going for the reds on the second tier, but does not quite get to them in enough time. So Blue answering back with a 121 Wiggler. Still got a lot of ground to make up, though. Lungefish gets the clear on Darkwing as he sent a really good chain starter at the beginning here. I don't see any chains falling off of this, so this should be the kill. And there it is, 25 seconds. Back to what Darkwing's used to with those first couple stages there. Again, extending this lead out more. Blue actually had a pretty good start on Froggy here, but he had barely any panels to work with, so it's not going to top him off. Blue's going to need to find a little bit more of a follow-up. Darkwing with the initial chain was pretty good pressure. Raphael's going to find that initial clear, but since he doesn't have any blocks, he won't switch any around. This could be the kill here. And it is. Very well played on Darkwing's side. And Blue Bomber with a follow-up too, going to be finishing in about the same time. Sometimes it can be a viable strategy to send like that smaller chain at the beginning if they're in a position to like just keep clearing their own blocks. So when they get into that clearing state, like you saw, Darkwing's second chain dropped in the middle of that, and there was no room for it to provide any shake, and Darkwing eventually excuse me, Darkwing eventually got that kill. And oh wow, cuts off that chain quick on Darkwing's side, and he's going to get an 11-second hook bill. Very quick time. Putting a statement on this race right now. That's very common that you will see things like that in the cave, because these guys will get very aggressive with stack raising. And if they don't have that clear and have to down stack in a very inconvenient way, that's when those kills happen. Darkwing adjusts well here. He knows that Naval was going for more lengthy chains during this process. So he's going to get this clear, but he's probably going to die on this follow-up, as there will be no shake time. Yep, even going for second tier, Naval was just a little bit too slow to get the cursor up there. So Darkwing cruising through the cave right now with an 11-second and a 29-second. He can still get a sub-9. Meanwhile, oh, unfortunate for Blue's side, he had a high stack, and that combo garbage block at the bottom was separating stuff. Gave him a little bit of an awkward playfield to work with, so it's going to set him back with a loss there, trying to get on Lungefish. Alright, separated stacks on Kamek's screen. Still no immediate follow-up, though. Kamek's going to find this chain and extend out the match a little bit more. Do some more block clears at the bottom here, too. There's no chains falling in place, so this could be a kill. Kamek might have time to lower or go to second tier up there. That is not good for Darkwing, but Kamek was struggling to find that chain, and now going to have to down stack. Goes for second tier once again, and we'll have some shake time off of this, too. So Darkwing had some good follow-ups, just a little bit unlucky with some of the block placement on Kamek's screen. Still going to be topped off, though. Going to get those greens. This might be Kamek's last resort, though. We might see a kill here. The purples are going to be lined up, but not enough time to get to him. Darkwing gets that 104 on Kamek, heading into Bowser, our final opponent, threatening to take this one-game lead, and he has a very comfortable... He's in a very comfortable spot. Blue will need the troll of a lifetime to get into this race right now, but he still is struggling on Lungefish. After taking a death pretty early on the last fight, he's not doing him any favors on this next fight here. Darkwing with the big chain starter at the beginning here provides quite a bit of shake. Bowser's going to clear. Try to find some more clears afterward. This could be potentially it. Those purples are lined up very conveniently for Bowser, though. But, yeah, wasn't enough time. He had to bring his cursor all the way from the bottom left to try to get that. And Darkwing is going to take our race 1 here. With a, I believe it was a low 10-minute time. Yeah, he had a couple trolls here and there, but 10 minutes is a pretty good average to shoot for. He had some quick caves and a quick beginning. He just had like a couple 40 or 50-second rounds here and there, which just extended out that timer for the most part. Bottom left to try to get. But yeah, he had the lead for almost the entire match there, and very comfortably taking this first race. Meanwhile, I did miss Blue finally getting past Lunchfish here. Raphael is definitely no pushover either. And he's just in that weird funk trying to figure out where he wants to do his chains right now. He had a little bit of garbage blocks that were not giving him a lot of time to react. And now he's short on blocks as it is right now. He's going to need to probably raise a stack and clear these garbage blocks on a screen. Let's see if he can get a pretty good follow-up off of this, though. He clears the shock blocks, and he gets the slide trick. So this is going to provide a little bit of a hassle for Raphael, and he gets this 3-chain follow-up. This looks like the follow-up that could be enough. He gets another 3-chain here. When Raphael clears this, he's got to hope a chain falls into place, or this could be his life. But that's exactly what's happening right now, man. The colors were just lining up in the perfect place for Raphael, and oh, that's gonna hurt for Blue taking another death here. Alright, Blue with a pretty good follow-up, or start at the beginning here. Gets those blues to fall into place too. Raphael's got kind of some separated towers, but again, the colors are lining up pretty generous for him. Blue's going to need to try to find a little bit more of a decisive chain here. There you go, he's going to raise a stack and be aggressive. Let's see if he can find something. Tries to go for the slide again, couldn't quite convert it this time. But he's finding some good combo follow-ups. And, ooh, mashes a little bit too quick to try to get that chain to connect there. He's still in kind of a good position right now. Raphael's got a down stack, and he ignores that left tower. So, Blue Bomber moving on into the cave now. And then that noise just popped up. I wonder if that's a split noise, actually. I don't think we heard the one on Lunchfish, maybe. We'll see if it pops up again on the next one. Alright, this could be good on blue screen. Those separated towers can always prove trouble to the AI, especially for Hookbill, who's not quite on the cursor speed level of, let's say, Kamek or Bowser. And yeah, those are definitely split sounds. We got Puyo Puyo Tetris coming in. That's a Amity, if I'm correct. I guess we'll find out again if he saves time on a split, which he just did now. His PB is 12-19, so he's a little bit past that and won't be able to get it. But he's definitely still trying to finish out this match, and ooh. It looks like, yeah, he's just going to reset this run. Just a little bit too many deaths at the end. Looking to bounce back, hope maybe for next race. And we will get this next race started momentarily. Going to bring in Tayman pretty shortly since he graciously volunteered in the chat to be my co-caster.
Hey.
Yo, and there he is. What's up, Tayman? How you doing tonight?
Dude, pretty good. I just had another PB busted by Mewtwo.
Dude, classic Mewtwo. It's always the last enemy that ruins things.
Dude, it's always great, but Mewtwo's way better than Bowser. But yeah, I didn't even know there's a match tonight, so I saw that there was a game going on, and I saw that you were going by yourself, and I was like, man, I just can't leave my buddy just hanging out to dry like that.
Oh no, you're good. I didn't know there was a game going on tonight either because I mistook the times, but luckily we got it up and they pinged me. I'm glad they did that, or else I probably would have missed it. But here we go. We're jumping into race 2 now with Darkwing versus Blue. Blue definitely was struggling a lot on the end stages right before the cave, and he had to quit out his run at stage 10, but he's looking to rebound here with a good Lakitu fight.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Blue Bomber can get things going. This is got something started here, and it doesn't really take much against these early guys, but Lakitu does not raise the stack very much.
Yeah, you gotta send a little bit extra than what you would normally with like stages 2 through 5, but Darkwing does send quite enough there, and he will take this early lead. But Blue, just like last time, he wasn't too far behind in this early game, and he does take out Lakitu sub 30 as well.
Yeah, it did seem like Darkwing or Blue Bomber was getting a little flustered in the last game, and I know how easy it can be for that to happen.
It's a difficult game. You could argue it's like the easiest speedrun to do in the Puzzle League series, but it's definitely got like the highest actual level that you play on, so all the timings are much stricter than what you would see in other versus mode speedruns.
Yeah, you have to be a lot more careful of your stop time because it is not very forgiving.
Blue looking like he's keeping up pace with Darkwing right now. Both of them kind of had a little bit of a troll and bumpy there, but yeah, Blue's keeping stages even for now, and Darkwing's getting this follow-up chain that might be good enough to top off Poochie. We'll see in a second.
Oh, it is, but doing the typical Poochie stuff. That's a good follow-up from Blue Bomber, and hopefully. Oh no, that's not enough. It looks like.
Yeah,
I was thinking that stop time might have ran out before he could lower the stack, but
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. He was like uh, just going so slow with his cursor, and the blocks were staying there forever. He must have got it just at the right time to survive. But it doesn't matter. Blue does have a adequate follow up there, and he's still staying about that same deficit after we saw stage 1. But it's going to be hard to keep up now with that 19-second from Darkwing.
yeah, he's going to need a super good start. That's not going to be it, unfortunately. It looks like Blue Bomber has not been uh, opening with like many combos, and that's something you really need to get for these faster times.
He gets that slide there to start that 2-chain there, but it's kind of been just small chains here and there. But yeah, as you mentioned, Tay, combos are a very big part of the Tetris attack speedrun, as you've been seeing with Darkwing's side right now. The perfect mix of chains and combos, and a little bit of luck with Froggy having some separated stacks. It's going to give you that 15-second, and just what was stage for stage now, it's looking like Darkwing's about to pull a 2-stage lead.
Yeah, Bomber. It looks like he's getting a little flustered here. Looks like he's losing a sense of timing, and he's like trying to do too much at once. He's like just doing these little small combos and chains and hoping that'll top him off. And Wiggler helps him out a little bit without tall column, but yeah, 113 is pretty painful in this game.
Yeah, and while Blue's been struggling a little bit, Darkwing has found his stride right now. That's 3 sub-20s in a row. He's just finding these chains and combos.
Ooh, but he drops that first one there.
Yeah, I think I might have cursed him a little bit there. Doesn't really... That was just like, what? Just a 2-chain or a combo there, and yeah. Lunchfish gets rid of that very easily.
And Blue Bomber is going to work with a follow-up here, but Froggy's keeping his stack pretty low, and yeah, it's just such a helpless feeling when you know you got to send more, but the AI is slow and sending you a bit of garbage to deal with as well.
Meanwhile, Lunchfish did manage to slow down Darkwing a little bit, but still going to give him a pretty comfortable lead right now, looking at about a 3-stage lead, as Froggy's probably going to be going on about a minute for Blue. He gets a good fall, but he's still 1 line short.
I think this should... No, he's still 1 line. Oh my gosh, that's so unfortunate.
This follow-up's definitely going to be good from Blue now. He's got that 4-chain now sitting on top. I don't see any immediate chains falling, and that's going to finally close it out.
I feel like everyone has trouble with Raven. At least getting the super quick kills. 32 seconds isn't bad, but I'm sure any top level runner would want to have a better time.
I want to say he's probably like the longest gold that exists out there, because he's not as aggressive as some of the end stages, which can give you like those quick like 9 or 8 second victories, but his cursor speed's just fast enough to troll you a little bit longer compared to the beginning stages.
Yeah, Blue Bomber takes a death, and yeah, that quick stop time, there isn't much. You cannot really mess around. You need to, if you are topped off, you gotta go for that clear almost right away. So he's gonna give Blarg another try here. Fortunately, I think he just didn't catch a really easy chain that he had. Yeah, sometimes that'll happen when you're panicked, if you'll kind of like get a little tunnel visioned.
Raphael had all red and purple on his screen, and it's going to lead to another chain follow-up. Just happened to be in place there, unfortunately. And another one's going to fall here, so he might find a little bit of time to hang on here.
But this is going to be...
Yeah, this
that's
could be
a nice slag chain.
Oh no, another one falling in place, actually giving a 3-chain right now. Hookbill is trolling Darkwing forever, but I think he's going to be finally out of options here at the end.
Yeah, look at that. That's a very satisfying crush kill. And Blue Bomber did a pretty sweet lag chain there. And as he finishes off Larg.
Yeah, both of them screen for screen, but unfortunately on different stages.
Yeah, typically you want to be on the same screen, or better.
Yeah,
That's,
better's not a bad play.
Those are that's Tayman's hot tournament tips for you. Please subscribe to my fantasy services.
You're the John Madden of Tetris attack. You gotta clear the blocks to win the game.
Exactly. That's how I do so well.
That's what Darkwing did. Cleared some blocks and got a pretty quick piranha plant there, and pulling off too a very similar lead from this last race.
Yeah.
I think the exact same positions as last race actually.
Yeah, honestly, it seems like as Blue Bomber reaches these later stages, he just gets a little too overwhelmed because he is on Lakitu. He was chaining pretty not too bad, but he seems like he's rushing a little bit, or when he has to, when these AIs are demanding more of him, it seems like he gets a little sloppy.
Darkwing doing these double chains and some pretty good follow-ups. It's going to find Kamek very low on blocks, but has a lot of second tier to work with. Keeps clearing. Oh, and gets the reds to fall in just the right place as well.
Ooh, is that gonna... Oh, I'm not quite topped off, although Kamek will be topped off as soon as he sends his chain here.
Yeah, the 6 chain's definitely going to top off Kamek, but provide quite a bit of shake, which is going to keep Kamek alive for a little bit. Elects to not move anything, and that's going to work out for Kamek. These yellows following right in place. Now there's going to be a lot of panels on Kamek's screen. Man, look at that 4-chain fall.
Yeah, those grid. We've gone up to 6, up to 7.
Yeah, this lag's going to make it easier too. 9-chain on Kamek's screen.
That's ridiculous. I have not seen that very often. This is...
Yeah, maybe with Bowser, but yeah, Kamek, you hardly ever see a chain get that big.
Yeah. Yeah, it's time for Blue Bomber to make a run here. Kamek's giving him cover, but he has nothing coming on Raphael. Ooh, that's a fancy 7 there on Blue Bomber's screen. Meanwhile, Darkwing Duck's gonna go to Bowser, and they'll be looking to wrap up this match in between 11 and 12 minutes about. Maybe even lower. Oh, but doesn't have the top off there. Oh no, Blue Bomber.
Yeah, it's not been his day on stages 7 and 8 right now. Those are definitely giving him the most trouble. Because he got through Hookbill pretty quick on that last run. But yeah, unfortunate deaths here and there. Long minute-plus fights. You hate to see a death after a minute and a half already invested. And now that all but seals it for Darkwing. He's probably got the kill follow-up once this drops. And there it is.
There we go. That's a very solid 11, about 11-15 or so. Hopefully this will be good on Raphael. There we go. Yeah, 22 seconds. That's very solid.
Again, Darkwing had a pretty solid run. There was just the same trolls. Well, not the same trolls, but just like, you know, the same number of trolls as last race. They just extended out a little bit longer this time. Like, especially with that Kamek fight, that was pretty unlucky. yeah, that will secure the match and second point for Darkwing here. He's going to be moving on to 2-0 in his group. Meanwhile, Blue Bomber is going to fall to 0-3. Unfortunately, that will eliminate him from qualifying to the main bracket, but he still has a couple chances later on if he wants to get a wildcard qualifier, because you never know with those last 3 set of races. You can have someone who didn't perform too well in groups just come out blazing and pull out times you wouldn't expect from him.
That's a awkward block arrangement, and he's going to take a death on Koopa there.
Yeah, I don't know, Darkwing. That was one of the worst patterns I've ever seen from Kamek. He got that 9 chain, and he was just getting a lot of chains dropping from the garbage. Like, most of the time you can say, like, it was either 50-50 if it was RNG, or you just didn't send, you know, the best blocks, like providing too much shake for the opponent. But there are definitely those moments you can tell the AI was like, well, I just don't want to die. I'm going to keep getting chains.
I'm going to pretend like it is the year 2000 and I have access to the Pokemon Puzzle League AI.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with the Puzzle League AI, man. They legit don't ever die. Them.
Dude, I think... What's that?
Puzzle League, and then like the Nintendo Puzzle League or Nintendo Puzzle Collection AI are like on that same level. Then there's the actually I Will Survive Forever AI, which is that of Planet Puzzle League, which we do not speak of.
I have just like I played that game casually like a long time ago, just because I thought it was cool to have Puzzle League like to go, but I have not touched it since actually speedrunning. Actually, since I started speedrunning.
I swear there's something just programmed in that AI that's like, I will survive until 6 minutes hits, and then I'll just die on purpose. I don't think I've ever gotten a single match ever to go under a minute on the hardest AI setting.
I mean, I would guess that once you hit the DS, your programming's good enough to make AI that actually knows how to downstack.
That's true. I'll give them that. They made something that definitely doesn't want to ever die. And yeah, I liked Planet Puzzle League too, especially since it introduced the new concept of having touch controls with Puzzle League, which, you know, introduced like new levels of speed and whatnot, because you could just drag across the screen, obviously. Very fun to experiment with. I think they went a little bit too easy on the speed levels for it overall, because it was definitely super easy to continue chains. And I think there's a video on YouTube of someone getting like a 500 chain or something with exploding lift.
Oh yeah, that would not surprise me at all. Yeah, because like my gosh, the default speed is like lower than easy.
I feel like if you're gonna go with that game, definitely marathon or time attack is the way to go, because it's just fun chaining on that.
I just didn't really like how it wasn't themed. Like, it was just a raw...
That's true. It was game. Like no story or anything. I mean, it's not like these games have too big of stories, but there is like some kind of story. Yeah,
and then there's a lot of charm with the characters, with the Yoshi characters and the Pokemon characters and little sound effects. I don't know, it felt like I was so disconnected from everything playing Planet Puzzle League.
For sure.
Like, it made me just very much aware that I was just sitting in my room alone playing Puzzle League.
Yeah, I never had a DS growing up, but I definitely checked it out way after it came out. But yeah, I can see that same kind of feel. I wish I was around to at least test some of the online play, though I bet once people mastered it, probably matches got to the point where they never ended.
Oh yeah. I don't even know like how active that got. I don't remember playing it.
But hopefully Nintendo will listen to our demands someday and give us another Puzzle League. Or we got all these indie games rising up that I'm excited for too. So I'm very excited for the Puzzle League future, as you could call it.
Well, we did get a Puzzle League in Animal Crossing, so that should be good for the next 5 years or so.
No. Don't mention that, dude. We all were happy for 1 second and then realized it was just like a little side gimmick.
God, it was so bad. Meanwhile, we'll just hope that Blue Bomber has a strong finish here. He has yeah, you can definitely see like the glimpses of his skill here. His chaining can be very solid, and he's kept up a decent pressure on his cave opponents. But sometimes it seems like it's just an issue of consistency. Ooh, that's a very nice lag chain there.
Yeah, gonna be very generous with how some of that garbage fell. He's got to be careful now though. Gets that chain.
Yeah,
he's gonna lower just enough to keep alive. So Kamek will probably die here soon. Though we'll probably have a lot of shake time. If no immediate clear is here, it's not.
Yep,
Blue Bomber's gonna get it.
There we go.
Alrighty, Blue looking to finish strong here. He's got the big boss Bowser at the end. He ain't gonna cut no one any slack. As you can see right now, man, his cursor speed is literally so much more compared to Kamek, and Kamek is fast enough as it is. He just pulls out these chains like nothing.
Did you change the screen to the tournament standings?
Hold on 1 second. Sorry.
It's like I can't see the match right now.
Alright, this should be better. Sorry about that.
There we go.
Yeah, sometimes switching between studio mode and non-studio mode captures the wrong screen.
That's alright. Man, hopefully Bowser will just give that guy a break. Give Blue Bomber a break.
He's the separated towers right now, very low in stop time, and yeah, that will do it.
Go.
Couldn't get to the yellows. And that will finish it off for Blue. I'm glad he got to finish the second run. Getting a little bit more practice in. And like I said, it will drop him to 0-3. He's going to have one more match before the end of group stages here. I think he does have a bye next week as well. So maybe he's got one more chance to try to put a win on the board. If not, there's always the redemption bracket coming up. Or, like I said, you never know what happens with qualifiers. People could grind this game intensely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's nice just to have an opportunity for people to play, because we do have a broad range of skill level on display, and some people will be at a disadvantage, but just the opportunity to play and have fun, and then even if they lose out, to go down to the redemption bracket and have another tournament, I just think it's really fun.